Are you tired of false promises by someone who doesn't even run a marketing agency or info business anymore? This will be your #1 go-to guide to make $100,000 a month. Maybe you already tried to grow your coaching business or marketing agency or even your business and found that it's not easy as everyone says. Now, you'll find YouTube videos all over the internet saying it's easy to grow a business and make easy money, but here to tell you the truth is a little different. In this video, I'm going to save you time and money on how to make your first $100,000 in 1 month with only one digital product. And now I'm going to tell you the truth on actually how easy it is to make the money and scale. Stay until the end because I have prepared a surprise for you. Don't worry, I had nothing to sell you at all. So I run an active info business that has featured me in Forbes and big articles like US Insider Today and Entrepreneur. I grew a business in the beauty industry and I scaled it to $400,000 months cash, not revenue like everyone talks about. Paid traffic with paid traffic and a unique offer. So let's jump into it and I'll show you the roadmap on how to do that. So number one is define your niche and get good at it. So define where your niche is. So for example, if you already have a niche, make sure the TAM is big enough. The TAM means how big the audience is. So if you're doing business to business and you're targeting some type of business, make sure the TAM is over 30,000 so you can run ads, which is 30,000 people in that niche. The next thing is making sure that your niche is a good niche. So making sure your niche is, validated. People are already running ads. People's ads are not that good. People's brands are not that good. And you want to see what you can make better in the market. You want to write a list of each competitor and then jot down what do they do different than each one of the competitors and see what you can do different to beat them. The next thing is retaining clients, retaining them over a big period of time. So if you have one client, let's pretend you sold them for $5,300 with your high ticket product, or let's pretend you even have a business and your business product is $500. You rope them in with the first product, you get them great results, and then you upsell them to the bigger product, which is the flagship product. It could be extra services, it could be a bigger course, a mastermind, and charge them a lot more for that. Usually you can charge people 3x the price of that. So if it's $5K, you can charge them $15K. I charge $5K in the front end and I charge $30,000 on the back end. Sometimes I even charge $40K depending on what the person's gonna get and what I'm offering from that strategy call to upgrade them. The next thing is building a good system. So what a good system is. So a good system here is by building digital products is making sure that you have great employees in line, making sure you're very organized, you have some type of way to track the money in and money out. Make sure you're tracking every single thing. You're tracking refund rates, you're tracking upgrades per month, you're tracking client retention, you're tracking client success, you're tracking every team member to make sure that they're producing on a daily basis. This is what's gonna get you to the next level. The next thing here is hiring A players. I always talk about hiring A players because I made this mistake myself, and I don't want you to make this mistake. If you hire cheap people, you will get cheap people. So cheap can mean a lot of things. If you're hiring outside from Brazil or Colombia, a cheap person, for example, is you're paying $1,000 a month. If you pay maybe $2,000 or $3,000 a month, you'll get a better person. If you're in the United States and you're paying somebody $4,000, you might get a better person by paying them $6,000 or $7,000. So that's what I mean by not being cheap. It really depends on the location that you are, but you want to hire accordingly to skill set, because if you have better talent, you will grow and your business will skyrocket. So that's one thing I learned on my journey over the years is hiring people that were not a good fit for the company, not a good fit for the culture, and they basically stunted the growth. When you hired someone bad, they set you back. And getting set back is not fun. You lose a lot of money in the process hiring the wrong person. You always want to make sure you hire the right person so you don't get stuck in the rut of doing that. Make sure you hire better people. You pay a little bit more because you'll get better outcomes. And make sure you design a career path. What is a career path? Career path doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to pay someone. Let's pretend you're playing a customer success or customer support agent and you're going to pay them $4,000 a month. It doesn't mean hiring their salary to $8,000. It just means giving them a position higher so they feel better. So I would go from 4,000 and then maybe up to 5,000 and then, hey, now you're client success manager. So you want to make them feel heard because they will leave you. A lot of people in business will just leave you when they're in the client success position because they want to upgrade and then become a boss. So you want to make sure that you can set these systems in place so then you can give them a trajectory. It could even be a commission. It could be like, hey, if you hit X amount in this part of the division, you can get X amount commission. So there's different ways of structuring that method. The next thing is knowing your numbers. How many clients you need to close a month to reach the 100,000 per month. If you're selling a digital product, if you're doing a service, you'll have to do the math according to your service. But if you are doing a high digital product that's 5,000, 10,000, if it's 10,000 to make 100,000 a month, you'll need 10 units. If it's 5,000, you'll need 20 units. So in order to hit those numbers, you are going to have to charge accordingly to how valuable your product is, and then hit those numbers of units and set goals every single week. Like, for example, if you're running Facebook ads, you're like, I want to hit 10 book calls per day. I want a 70% show up rate, and I want 2 or 3 closed deals from those calls. So set those boundaries, set those limits, and reach for the sky. If your show up rate is low, look at your thank you page, look at your ads. Maybe something's affecting your show rate. So you want to make sure you hit every single angle and improve everything in the process. It's kind of like a funnel. The whole funnel you're dialing employees, you're dialing the marketing, you're dialing everything. You're making things better as you go so then you can grow. And one of the mistakes I made in the digital marketing scene a while back is basically, like I said, hiring the wrong people and also not fixing things when they need to be fixed along the way. If you fix little things like the show up rate, for example, if you fix the little things that happen with the show up rate, then you're going to get a better outcome with the show up rate. If you fix the sales team's not producing, maybe you have to do more one-on-ones. If your ads are not producing as good, maybe your ad's not good enough and you need to tweak it so you get better quality leads. So there's many things you can do here to reach those limits, but those are like some of the ones you guys can try. The next thing here is you only need one traffic source to go to 100,000 a month. It could be Facebook ads, it'd be Google ads, or it could be organic. Organic's gonna take a little longer, but it's more profitable. But if you want to skyrocket high, you can do Facebook ads, choose one platform, and you can scale with that one platform. You got to make goals by getting a certain lead cost, a certain book call cost, depending on your product, and then hit those metrics. You cannot blame it on the ads. Usually, if you're not hitting those metrics, it's probably most likely you. You're not defining what success is. If your lead cost is $40 and your target goal is $5 to $10, then you're doing something wrong. That means you are not hitting your goals by creating better ads. So you got to sit down and think, how can I create better ads instead of being lazy? The thing is, guys, business isn't for the lazy. It's for the motivated, and the person that's lazy is going to get wiped out by the motivated person next to you. And I have a great story to tell you about a buddy of mine, and this resonates with me as well. Is one of my buddies who was super lazy. He owned the social media marketing scene. Now he has info products, and he basically was passionate about his info product in the medical field. So what he did is he blew up on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all organic, doesn't run ads, and makes $375,000 a month because he makes so much content that he starts going viral and people just start buying his low ticket product. So there's different ways to do this. Obviously, he took a long time to build that audience, but it's all about hard work. How hard do you want to work? Do you want to do Facebook ads? It's kind of more short term. Its costs skyrocket as time goes on. Or do you want to do organic where it's a longer process, but in the long run, you're making more money because you're profiting more. So guys, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully you like this advice, and can't wait to show you exactly more systems and processes and how to help you grow. So I'll see you in the next one.